code that you had, and we can add to it maybe.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me adjust the volume. Like I say, it always records very, very low for some reason. So I probably got to turn it up quite a bit. Now, I will probably skip the beginning for right now, because, I mean, that's just probably best.
Okay, some people are joining.
Oh,
I don't know if we should do it now or we should do it later.
How many do we have right now?
We've got Venom, VL9, and Witness, and obviously me. But I don't know. Do you have any time? I don't think you have a lot of time, do you? So like maybe this is better to just record the pregame for now. What do you think?
I mean, if we actually do it, we can do it.
Because like I don't wanna waste your time.
I'm down to do it. I mean, it's just I kind of prefer for John to be here also, but I mean we can just do it. Either way, you want me to play the preview I did?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Now that I said all that, so
It'll be interesting to do this.
Like you see right here, John, he finished 12-4.
Also, I really appreciate your efforts. Like, thank you.
No problem. Against Sign himself, Star, Sam, Heavy, Lord, Venom. And of course, you see Sign himself, 15-1, 11-1 in the division. And if you look right here, I believe that it was John who handed him the loss. Yes, it was. 34-31. I believe right here, like, we're in a special treat for the Super Bowl. I mean, it could definitely go either way. I mean, I think at the time, like, Sign, he was all about having the perfect season, and he was very pumped about getting the perfect season. And then John out of nowhere, he just slowed him down. But I mean, John is up to the level of playing Sign. Like he can easily top him. I mean, the first one looks like they had. Where is it at? John versus. I'm so stupid for this. Like I didn't even realize this interdivisional. Where the hell is it? Such an idiot for that. Defense, but this is, oh, I'm such a fucking idiot. I agree. Okay, anyways, even in the very, very first one, it was only a 10-point game. So, saying all that, I'm very much looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm going to announce this post. Like, John, he has, like, maybe the very best user game in the league, and maybe the last few actual years, like ever since he was in Make Man Great Again, MMGA. Like he was really really good in the old leagues, but like he just topped his game. Like he became this. I mean, he always had the ability to break all these tackles. Always had the ability to force the fumbles, but one thing he's done since then is like he's really elevated his user game like tremendously, and he's shown a tremendous ability to be able to adapt, like to be able to slow down offenses like Signs, ability to switch user positions like he can use her linebacker, he can use her safety, uh, defensive line. I mean, I've even seen him blitzing from defensive tackle. He uses dime defense. He uses 3-4. He uses like regular nickel. He uses nickel 1-5-5. He uses 4-6. Like, he just always adapts. Uh, and that's just on defense. On offense, like I said, his user game. Like, he knows when to take the deep shots. He knows when to just settle down, take what defense gives you. Like, he even knows when to kick the field goals, like he did last week against me. Well, the last wild card round against me. The last conference round against me, I should say. It's a little weird broadcasting to no one. But I think him getting that 3 right there was very, very huge. And like I said, he will do whatever he has to do to win, and he has a great balance. Of course, side, like he will. He's also gonna take like what you give him as well, and it's just very, very tough. Like just to be able to slow him down, like if you try to manually cover Lane Johnson, he's gonna throw a Drake. If you try to cover Gronkowski, he's gonna throw Lane Johnson or he's gonna throw a Drake. If you try to focus on all those guys, he's gonna target Nicholas. And if you do whatever you possibly can to try to cover every single one of them, he's just gonna run up the middle with either a fullback or just a dive. Like he will just take whatever you give him on defense, and that's what makes Stein very, very dangerous when he has that great of a defense. Like his defense is like historically great. So I'm very, very excited about this matchup both ways. But I will say, like, before I do even one more thing, like, before I say one more thing, I also want to mention that, like, John has had, like, deep ball success against Son in the past, so that could be something to look out for. So, anyways, I guess I'll get on with it.
Okay, so those were my thoughts at the time. And then, like you saw, I'd seen a DM from you. And it just felt like a perfect time to wrap it up. So, any thoughts or comments?
I mean, I can give my thoughts on the game.
Okay.
What do you think, guys?
About what?
Like, if you ask me some questions, I can give my thoughts on the game.
Okay. Let me think of a good question.
Mm.
Let's see. Well, okay, did any of the things that I highlighted come into play? Like, well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't ask about the game itself, like, thinking about it. Actually, it looks like John just typed sick.
Yep.
So it looks like he is here. He's actually on deafen right now. Okay, well, yeah, he's on mute. Yeah, well, I ain't gonna lie though. I don't have really any great questions because I mean I don't want anything like kind of spoiled in a sense. Like I don't really want to
Let's,
have
well,
to.
let's get straight. Let's get straight on with it. Let's give them what they want.
Okay. So
Mm.
okay, once I hit play, there's no going back. So is that good? Are you ready, witness?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Witness, go ahead.
Well, I guess that's a censor.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no fucking core port on that damn controller. That's a sensor. Our button, it removes the port. There's no fucking port. It's an Asus, man. A fucking Asus. I guess we don't have witness.
Mm-hmm. Let's go, guys.
Alright, well, I
Well,
guess.
try and get everyone in here that you can, and then we'll start.
Okay, I think I DM'd about everyone already. Let's see. Well, let me DM Dizzle. But he's like the only guy I haven't. Okay, well, I actually just heard back from Dizzle. But I don't think he's in here yet. Okay, there he is. Okay, let me see if I can find anyone else.
Let's go.
Okay, so I guess I'll start until I get witness, and then we can both start, so...
Is it you playing the music? The music is dope. Keep it going. I like
Hey,
it.
fellas. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear
yes,
you.
yeah.
I feel like we need to start doing the national anthem before every Super Bowl now.
That would be dope. I'm sorry to like interject, but we need to start quickly because John doesn't have much time.
Okay.
All right, let's get it, fellas. Let's get it.
And the Bengals players running around, the Cowboys players running around, just fucking around until the kickoff starts. Still fucking around until the kickoff starts. And we finally got a kickoff. Hilton gets about 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards. 30 yards down to 31. John on defense. Looking at the 3-4. Looks like he's going to use a little two-man under with the defensive end in the purple zone. Sign's looking around. Has no one. Scrambling. Gets about 6 yards. 2nd and 4. The car is pretty fast. He will take that and scramble if he can. John with a nice 2-yard stop. Like not allowing more than 2 yards. Probably going to be a little fullback dive right here. No, it's not. Yes, it is. First down, Bengals. Like, that was very, very interesting. It just said that his linebacker Bond was a reception leader. Anyways. Fullback dive for the Bengals. Picks up about 4 yards.
Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6.
And we got another purple zone from John. And we got another fullback dive from the Bengals, who this time picks up a first down. And that was just what I was saying in that pregame. Like, Sign, he does run the ball, especially against very quality opponents in the playoffs. And that ball just stays in the air forever, and it is picked up by Murray Bounting, or Murphy Bowling, or whatever the hell his name is. Bunting. That ball, it just stayed in the air literally forever, and he just picked it off. Like, that's about as great of a start as you can get against Sign. Like, if you can just slow him down. The only question is, can he take advantage of it? So far, the answer looks like yes, and then he gets a little 15-yard penalty, a little 15-yard face mask on top of that, so John should be about the, yeah, he's gonna be at the 33.
First down. 1st and 10.
So John, he's already in field goal range right now. But again, this is where Sign steps up on defense. Like, these yards are going to be very, very hard to come by. Like, John, he just needs to take whatever Sign gives him. Like, whatever he does, he just cannot force the ball at all. And then now, Sign, with his usual defensive scheme, like that blitzing linebacker got home, and now it's 3rd and forever. And now classic John with the surprise run, and he manages to make up most of those yards back. And John will definitely go for this. Like, he is definitely going for this. This is not a bluff. This is a pause. And it looks like it was from John. Not really sure what's going on here. Okay then.
Yellow, 16.
Okay.
Red, 25.
So he wanted to set audible. Oh, he got stuffed. I'm not really overly surprised though, but it looks like he was just trying to set audible to have one run on the same formation. But still, he got stuffed though. Like, that was a great response to that unfortunate turnover for the Bengals. And Drake, once again, he gets stuffed. Like, both of these guys, they are known for the great offenses, but they both do have very good defenses as well. I mean, the Bengals, they probably have better defense, but John, he does have sneaky good defense too. And that one's almost picked off itself.
The intended receiver on the play.
Like, these Cowboys, they're all over John's routes right now. And just like usual, Lane Johnson, he just always finds a way for the Bengals. Like, when you can't count it on anyone else, you can count on Lane Johnson. And then John aggressively going for those strips, unable to succeed, and Bernard picks up 3 yards. And once again, even when you think you got him, you don't. Gronkowski just picking up the whole first down.
1st and 10. Ball on the 40.
I think that was a run commit right there, but thankfully for the Cowboys, they just allowed 9 yards. I mean, he had a whole bunch of space right there. And again, another fullback dive with Bernard.
1st and 10. Ball on the 33-yard
Like, fine, he does run sometimes. And that was pretty dangerous.
Bernard, the intended receiver on
Like,
the play.
he probably anticipated it to be open because John's pressure actually did get there pretty quickly. And it looks like a little double defense by John, but again, well, actually, that time he made a hell of a play, like, to be able to stop that play. Like, it's just so difficult to use or stop, but John was able to do it right there. And a surprise run by the Bengals to pick it up a whole bunch more. Like, what a great call by Fine right there. Like, now you're seeing what makes him so dangerous. Because, again, once you think that you can stop him, he will actually run the ball and be able to very effectively. But that was a missed opportunity by Fine right there. Like, he had Lane Johnson wide open in the end zone, but he just taken it down to Gronkowski right there for 3 yards. Now, that could come back to bite him in the ass. Because, like I said, John, he does have defense too, especially as he gets nearer to the end zone. We'll see. We'll see. It did not come back to haunt John, to haunt Fine. Hey, I think having Carr right there, like having Carr this season instead of Flacco, like that's what makes him really, really dangerous again. Like it's that ability, like to be able to stop his scrambles, to be able to stop his flats, to be able to stop like his Gronkowski routes, his Nicholas routes, his Johnson routes. And then when you can do that, having Carr is very dangerous. And John, he came very, very close to breaking that with Kirk right there.
The Cowboys will start the drive at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10.
And it looks like pressure is about to get there, but John manages to escape, and he needs to be careful, like so he doesn't fumble. But still, even though that was only 3 yards, like that was a good play, like not to lose any yards, not to get sacked, not to make a dumb decision. Like it's more than just picking up 3 yards. Like 3 yards is a lot sometimes. Like it's better to pick up 3 yards and be able to get a play like that than it is to turn the ball over. What a great play by John right there. Like I don't know how he squeezed that in, but John knows what he's doing. Like he's very locked in right now this season. But Fine, another great defensive play. Like most guys would not be able to stop that, but he just hit the strip button at the right time. Like it's truly a chess matchup right here. And a quick pass to Godwin, like he didn't really even look open, and he's not even the tallest either, if I remember correctly. I think he's only about 6'1". Like I was surprised he was able to fit that in there. But that's not very wise for John. But again, you saw it right there at the very end. That was a user catch. Like even though he forced it when he really shouldn't have, like he was just able to user his way back to the ball, stop it from being picked off by a CPU, and pick up about like 20 yards. But I just think against Fine, like that's a dangerous game. But Dalton himself, like you also saw last week, had some mobility, and that was almost stripped. Like I think John, he has to be very careful. Like a lot of times he has all these fast quarterbacks where he can just stiff arm, break all these tackles, but he does not have that with Andy Dalton. Like he's very, very lucky that he didn't fumble right there. Sign with a pass commit, and it leads to a rushing touchdown from the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are actually going for 2 right here. Like this could either hurt John or it could really help John. But I don't know if I necessarily agree. And he breaks a tackle, and it works out very flawlessly for the Cowboys.
Dallas is lined up for the kickoff.
Like, fine, he played that truly beautifully, but John was able to break that tackle, and he got it in. Like, that was almost a disaster for John. But again, it's just that user ability about John that makes him so very dangerous. Like, he could be stuffed right there, but able to break the tackle just in time. And actually kind of get a little bit of momentum for going for the two and succeeding with it. And once again, no one is, like, everyone's always, someone's going to be hoping, like, every single time. Like, it's really just kind of pick your poison. And that was almost stripped by John. And you know, with no doubt or no hesitation, Sign is going for this. And John, he actually came pretty close to being able to stop it. I mean, I think if he was looking at a regular 4-6 defense, instead of just audibling into it, he may have stopped it, but the Bengals get it.
First down, 1st and 10.
But now, the Bengals, they're just really kind of having their way with, like, just like usual. Like, they're just having their way with the Cowboys.
First down on the play.
Like, you gotta stop signing those moments, or else, like, he just, like, keep on having his way with you, and that's almost picked off.
Pass falls incomplete. Number 87, the intended receiver.
Like, Sign has been a little erratic so far. And what a hell of a strip by John right there.
Intended receiver on the play.
I've never been able to strip that right there. Never at all. And another drop by the Bengals.
Number 31 on the
See,
cover.
this is why I was so excited about this matchup. Like, all these great offensive schemes, but John's user ability with that. And Derek Carr is going to get there.
Carr on the carry. Gain of 12 on the play.
So once again, it is actually the mobility of Derek Carr. Like, even when you cover everyone else, that mobility, and then the ability to fit in all these tight windows.
1st and 10. Ball on the 14-yard line.
I'm really kind of surprised about this look from John. Like, I never see him in a 3-4 defense every single play, using the purple zone. But it's just that adaptability, I guess.
Number 87, the ball carrier. Gain of 4 on the play. 3rd and 1. Ball on the 5-yard line. Set. Red 16.
And the Bengals are going for a pass, and they have a wide open Lane Johnson. Touchdown Bengals. And the Bengals are actually only going to kick the PAT, which I do agree with. Like, once you keep on trying to go back and forth, like, they go for the 2, like, that could be a disaster.
Cincinnati is lined up for the kickoff.
Like, so many of these games against all these quality opponents are just decided by, like, just one score, like 1 point, 2 points.
Kickoff returned 19 yards.
But the Bengals have done a very good job of limiting John on these returns, though. I mean, like you saw last game against me, like John, he was able to bring out not only 1 kickoff return for a touchdown, but 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown. And that was very, very lucky of John, like, just to be able to release a ball. Like, the pressure was right there up in his face. Like, he just released it just 0.1 seconds later.
2nd and 7. Ball on the 25-yard line.
It looks like he has Godwin, but it can be I was about to say it could be jumped, but
The intended receiver on the
so a good defensive play. I understand why John threw it as well. It did look open. But no one is there, and thankfully for the Cowboys, that was not picked. Really, to be honest, both of these quarterbacks are pretty similar. Dropped by the Bengals, by the Cowboys. I think I like the decision to go for it. He should have had it, but it was just dropped. I mean, I think against fine, you gotta go for it. So he didn't make the he didn't make the wrong decision, but he probably should have tried to use or catch it. But that is very huge right there. Like the Cowboys, they gotta be able to hold the Bengals to at least 3 points right here. Like at least 3 points. And it looks like the Bengals, they understandably are in no rush to snap the ball. Like they want to use up as much of the clock as they possibly can before getting a touchdown. Like they do not want to give the Cowboys another opportunity to score like before the half ends. Because John, like you also saw in the last broadcast, like he can get a touchdown in literally 30 seconds or even less. So it's very, very smart of the Bengals right here, just to use up as much clock as he possibly can, just to try to limit John from being able to get a touchdown. Like I don't really understand why John isn't calling a timeout though. But I guess it's because he can always get a kickoff return for a touchdown as well. And a very, very contested catch, but that's 6'6", 6'1", I believe. Like I believe Gage Jr. is only 6'1". Like Gronkowski will win that every single time. But the one positive for the Cowboys is Sign was in all likelihood going to get a touchdown regardless. But now John has an opportunity to get a touchdown as well. Because he didn't use up all the clock, but unfortunately for John, Sign once again is stopping those kickoff returns. Like he's doing a phenomenal job about eliminating John just like the 12. But do not force this, John. Like that's gonna get very, very ugly. Somehow that managed to almost be catched. Like it managed to get catchable. The one thing John cannot do is force the ball like that. And just give the Bengals now another opportunity to get a touchdown. Like you gotta keep in mind, even if you can't score, you gotta make it be able so the opponent cannot score either.
First and 10. Ball on the 27-yard line.
Like John does have to he does have to be very careful with the ball, even if he does want to score, and he has a chance at Godwin. But he goes for the Odell Beckham Jr. catch instead of a regular catch, and arguably that stops that from being a completion. But I think either way, he would have been able to get nothing regardless. It's very unfortunate for the Cowboys, but in all likelihood, he does nothing either way. And that's a fumble! Did he actually throw the ball backwards? Can I go back? Okay, well, I gotta go back. That was a fumble. And that's a very, very unfortunate break for the Cowboys.
The field goal attempt is good.
Well, that is really all I can say. GG. That really, really sucks for John. But again, whatever you do, even if you have to get a touchdown, you have to make sure that they can't get any points either.
Kickoff return 15 yards.
Like this is a little bit of danger zone right here for John. For as good of a game as he had started against Sign, like just being reckless, making poor decisions, like that can lead to this game maybe getting a little ugly. But I mean, if anyone can come back down 24-8 against Sign, it is definitely John. And I think John actually getting that 2-point conversion really will help him if he's able to do something with this drive and not get sacked every play. Like him having 8 instead of 7. I mean, you don't think about this at the time, but now it's still technically only a 2-score game, even if he needs the 2 points. But it's still only 2 scores, but John did not need this to happen, and he is going for it on 4th and 26 for whatever reason, and if he can't get it, Sign's going to be at goal already, and he has no one wide open, but he still managed to get to Kirk, who gets about like 50 yards. How the hell did Kirk catch that? Wow. Like, he wasn't even open, but then John, he just ran up to him and just sliced it in between like 3 defenders, 2-3 defenders, and just moved on the other side of the field when he should have had no chance at all. That was just incredible. Like, that was like the ballsiest thing you could ever do. Just going on at 4th and 26 on like your own 6-yard line in the Super Bowl, down 24-8 against the Bengals, against Sign. You just cannot do that and get it, but yet John just did. Wow. I mean, really, to be honest, I think after that, really both of them probably needed a timeout. But I think really, probably, Sign, he's probably reeling a little bit from that. Like, I'd be so infuriated from that. But so even if I'm John, I would need a breather. But John is just saying up on him. Like, if I was John, like, I would get a no huddle. Like, just try to shake him up, like, while he's rattled. But he kind of just forced the ball, and he actually would have had it, but a very rare bad user play from John right there. But that was the touchdown that he needed.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 29-yard line.
But still, that will not necessarily hurt John. But he has to be careful when he's taking off like that. Like, it's gonna eventually lead. Oh, okay, he's fucking around. But anyways, like, if he keeps on being reckless, like, that's due to hurt him eventually. I like that approach though. Like, that's a very good idea. Like, it's kind of like a mimic of what karate used to do. Like, other than he just running up the middle with it as well. Like, that's just so tough to defend. But John, whatever you do, man, throw it away. Okay, don't throw it away. Here's a intentional grounding. Damn. Just when I think John makes the right move, like the right decision, and he thinks he makes the right decision, he loses 20 yards from it. Well, he loses 10 yards from it, but losing 10 yards, that is better than losing the ball entirely.
7-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 13. Ball on the 19-yard line.
Looks like he could have Kirk here, and he does have Kirk. Kirk has literally gone at least 90 yards on this drive alone. Actually, no, he hasn't. Like, Matt says he only has 78, but all those came on this one drive. Like, that one man right here, And unfortunately for the Cowboys,
Dallas.
even though he got the touchdown, he's still down 10. But Kirk alone, he saved the Cowboys right there. Like he just injected brand new life into the Cowboys offense. And it's kind of like what I said in the pregame also. Like John, he has had deep ball success against the Bengals.
The Bengals will
Like for one reason or another, he's always had some deep ball success, even when he hasn't necessarily had the best success. And that's just fine, just taking wherever defense gives them. Like, on that play right there, John, he was doubling Barton on the outside. And then Stein just took the flat to Gronkowski. And another run by the Bengals.
Third and 4. Ball on the 36-yard line.
This is a very, very key drive right here. He may have Nicholas. He did have Nicholas, but it looks like John user switching to Ward that actually got Nicholas open. But I mean, that's just pinpoint accuracy from Fine. Like when nothing looks open, like he just has this uncanny ability to just fit it in somehow miraculously. Like it doesn't even have to look open. It can even look like you have an opportunity to pick the ball and you use or take over, and then in reality, you just make it a lot easier to complete the pass. But even when you don't use or take over, like Fine, he can still fit it in there. But Fine, he just probably not sack was probably the best move for him right there though. Like he had no one open, and I think he recognized that. So instead of just trying to force it in there, just take the sack. And it looks like Fine's actually running a little bit of clock, and I mean after that last drive where John picked up literally about 90 yards, I don't necessarily blame him. And Fine, he has no one open. See, I like Fine just keeping the ball alive, like not trying to scramble right away, looking to find someone downfield, and then when he has no one, then he takes off. Like I think that's what makes your scramble ability like that much tougher. Like it just gives more space, like to be able to run, like because the defenders, like they have to be able to cover your routes. So when they're moving further along the field, you actually have more room to be able to scramble. And Fine just recognizing that and taking those yards. But this is very, very critical. And again, it won't surprise me if John is able to stop him, but he does not. Like that was just a very quick snap, and I mean, I don't blame Fine. Like John, like he does have that ability to stop those 4th and 1s, 4th and inches. Like you guys have to ball very, very quickly against John. And Fine's still running a little bit of clock. Which again, I completely understand.
Ball on the 25-yard line.
Because I mean it just shows like what Fine believes of John as a player. Like he respects John's game and his big playability. Like if you're very, very reckless with the ball, like you could just put John right back into the game. Like I said, we just saw him get a touchdown, going 90 yards on the field, picking up a 4th and 26, again on his own 6. So Fine very, very understandably is taking all the time in the world right here, and no one can probably blame him.
Number 87, the ball carrier,
It's just the only question is, when does John start calling timeouts?
Third and 7. Ball on the 22.
But I believe right here, though, like, even though he's been running the clock, he'll definitely pass, just like I anticipated. But we have, again, another 4th and inches.
On the play.
Like, will this be the one that Sign is able to, that John would be able to stuff? This one's gonna be a toss, I guarantee. Oh, it's gonna be a pass. And it's gonna be an overthrow completely. I'm very, very shocked. I mean, like, what happened there? Like, he was wide open, but had very, very poor throw. I guess, like, Sign feeling a little bit of pressure.
15-yard line.
He just threw it a little bit wildly. And now the Cowboys, as a result, have brand new life. But then Sign, his user defense, arguably maybe even saving the win right there on that play.
Ball on the 15-yard line.
Like, if John would have gotten that right there, like, that would have been absolutely huge.
Collins makes the
Because that just went from about a 30-yard gain to 3rd and 14 with a clocking tick.
Third and
What was it?
15.
Yeah.
Ball on the
I'm just
11-yard
confusing
line.
myself right now. Anyways. I need some more damn rest, but, John, again, with another great user play,
First and 10. Ball
but
on the
he has to
26-yard
not only get a score, like, he has to hurry up while he is doing so. Like, we need some quick strikes, and he had Godwin, but he couldn't release the ball.
Second and long. Ball on the
Right
18-yard
here,
line.
I would expect a blitzing linebacker, but he's actually not using the 3-4 here. But, I mean, I think John, he should have just taken the yards, like, he should have just scrambled. But now he got a very, very difficult 3rd and 18, 3rd and forever again, as just trying to force it in there. Like, instead of a more manageable 3rd and 10 or so. But this is what John cannot do, and thankfully for him, he would just swat the ball away.
On the play.
But I think John is starting to panic big time. Like, I don't know what he saw right there. Like, that just had to be pure panic. Like, it literally looked like he was trying to throw to Sign rather than himself. And he needs to just get rid of the ball. Oh, how? He caught it!
Johnson with the
He caught it!
first down.
How the hell did he catch that? How in the hell? Like, I'm absolutely shocked right now. Like, I can't even describe, like, how shocked I am feeling. I cannot believe Johnson caught that. Like, whoever the hell Johnson is right there. Like, was that his running back? Or who the hell was that? Like, I cannot believe he actually caught that. And Kirk, once again,
Dallas.
the only player on the Cowboys who is trying to win the game. Other than evidently Johnson, like whichever Johnson that is, like kudos to him. But it has been Kirk who has been carrying the Cowboys offense. And I just cannot believe this is happening right now. Like, all these miracle 4th downs, and even though the Cowboys aren't able to recover it,
First and
I mean,
10.
they still have all the 3
Ball on the
timeouts.
42-yard line.
But still, though, I cannot believe this is
Calls a
happening.
timeout. Number 87 on the carry. 3-yard gain.
But
on
still,
the play.
this game is not over yet. Like, not by a long shot.
Second and 7. Ball on the 40-yard
But Sign, he is not gonna run the ball to win. Like, he's gonna be a play action. And yeah, just like I was saying, but he has no one open. Well, I mean, he was open for a second. Like, by the time I was about to say that, he had finally gotten a little open. But again, John, that user, just that user ability.
Timeout called by the defense. Number 87 on the reception. 5-yard
Okay, this
on the
could be game right here. Will John be able to hold the Bengals? I think for a first time. But how do you not know he's going to do that dive though?
on the run. Gain of 4 on the play.
Well, it looks like this is game. I think it is. Yeah, it's game. Very, very well played by both of these competitors. I mean, it's really kind of just like I was saying on the pregame, other than defensively, John, he didn't bring his A game. Like, he made a bunch of great user plays, but, like, when it just came down to it, like, he didn't stop him on the inches plays. Like, if he had at least just one inches stop, like, that would have been huge. Like, this would have been a very different game. Do any of them have anything to say? Like, congratulations on just another Super Bowl sign. Like, this had to be like your very hardest one yet. So, do any of y'all have anything to say?
Yeah, I'll comment first. First off, hats off to Sign for an amazing game. I just shot myself in the foot too many times that first drive where I picked him off on his first drive and I didn't take the 3 points, the free 3 points that killed me. And then obviously he scored on his next drive and I could have had 3 points by then, but I didn't. And even though I caught up to him, I scored again and completed that 2-point conversion. He answered and I knew we were going to be going back and forth, but just, when I was down 14-8, and I went for it on my own 20-yard line, and I had that massive drop by Cameron that just gave him like immediate field goal position, and he ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. But there were 2 drops on that drive. Godwin dropped, and then Cameron dropped on the 4th down. My guys were just letting me down all day. There were 7 drops by my receivers, and most of them, I think 5 out of the 7 were not from being hit after attempting to catch it. They were just like flat out drops. So those were super killer, super deflating. And then obviously that massive right before half when I was down 21-8 and I was trying to get something going, and that screen pass I did, that gave him another free 3 points. So that's a 6-point swing from that backwards pass that he recovered. That was just 3 points given to him. It was just another stupid decision by me, and then I had to call back into it in the second half. But that 6-point swing that he got from my stupid mistakes. And obviously you saw some of those clutch 4th down conversions, but I just was having a hard time stopping him on 4th down all game. Just couldn't stop him on 4th down when it mattered. Had some times where I knew what he was going to do, still couldn't get my guys over in time. And that one quarterback scramble he had on 4th down was major. And on 4th and inches, I knew what he was doing. I just couldn't get the stop. At the very end there, when he tried that 4th down, I knew he was going to run that dive, and I moved Vaughn in and put him to blitz, and then I tried to get Matthew done in time, and you saw I was hitting that hole with Matthew, but I was just too slow to hit it. If I had switched on to Matthew and ran down maybe a second or 2 earlier, I would have gotten the stop because he got the animation that gave him the falling forward and just got that first down and it ended it. But very, very well played by Sign to capitalize on my mistakes. And he played a very, very good, well-thought game. I just, gotta cut down on mistakes and gotta cut down on the bad decisions, and maybe next time we can see a different result.
How come you didn't use the 4-6 defense? Like you used the 4-6 like very effectively on those 4th and inches, 4th and 1s, and I don't think I saw even once like other than an oblong to it. Like how come you didn't use it against Sign on those 4th and inches plays?
No, yeah, I should have, did the coverage assignment to get my defense preventing run. But I didn't do that because, again, I'm always afraid if I sell out on the run, he's going to hit his tight end past my safety and just go for a huge gain. I'd rather give up the short play rather than the big play. But in those instances, I mean, I was after that pick that I forced on the first drive. I should have just stopped keying in on that route. That was a big one that he likes to run to the left side to Gronkowski, that quick out. And I got the pick once. I should have known he wasn't really going to go back to that, but I kept keying in on that too much, and it took too many players away from other guys I could have covered. So, yeah.
Okay. Any comments from you, Sign? Like very well played, man. That's like I think it's your 7th Super Bowl, your 8th Super Bowl. Like which Super Bowl is that?
This is my 9th.
Oh, it's your 9th Super Bowl. Wow. But
Yeah,
congrats.
I guess if you want me to comment, like, I guess what I told John in DMs is like, I kind of noticed at the start that he denies that he was nervous, but I kind of noticed at the start that he wasn't making good decisions. So I chose to just go with a conservative approach and just try to let him make mistakes and just stay calm and just play very conservative, don't take many risks, and just let him make the mistakes. And that worked out well for me. But also, like, he's a very strong player. I respect him a lot, and I'm happy that we got to play in the playoffs for once. I am really, I'm really grateful to have an opponent like him. He is, he's very strong, and all I can say is I congratulate him for a great season, and it's not his fault that I'm in the league, but this is his first season back, and he already made it to the Super Bowl, and he got C2. He's proven his pedigree and that he's a really good player, and I have, really infinite respect to him. So congratulations to John for his good season, and I thank you guys for congratulating me for my 9th Super Bowl. I'm winning so many Super Bowls that it's starting to not really matter for me. But,
I understand that.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm.
You're not going to win the next one.
Honestly, getting to 10 would be really cool. Like having 10 Super Bowls would be really cool. But yeah, I mean, John is a really strong player, and I have a lot of respect for him. I'm very grateful that I get to play against him, and I thank him for giving me a great game.
Well, I mean, you guys y'all put on the hell of a performance. Like really, both of you. Like it was just kind of like how I said it was gonna go down. Like John, he had all those crazy user catches. You played that usual great defense. Like you did those dives. Like when he would give you nothing else. Like it was a very very well played game by both of you, and I'm very happy I was able to see this game. You two were clearly the very best this season, so I really enjoyed this one. And I hope that you two can be again in playoffs.
I think it was an interesting tactical game. I think there was a lot of mental, psychological games involved in this matchup as well. I think John, he didn't play to his full ability. I think he was overcome by the game a little bit, overcome by I'm trying to find the right word, occasion. I think he didn't really get into the groove at the start, and I managed to take advantage of it. But when he's on his top form, he's a really difficult opponent. So I'm glad that he was not really finding his feet in the first half, and that allowed me to play conservative and take the win. And then I guess in terms of other comments, I'm really happy to have my ninth Super Bowl. I think it proves a lot. People they doubted me for a long time, like if I could continue to be good, but I've been very consistent throughout my Madden career, and I've never fallen off despite everyone knowing my scheme by now. It's not enough, and I'm really happy about that. I guess the last thing I would want to add is that thank you, Heavy, for putting on a great season for us as usual, allowing us to play in this league. Is with the files and the ownership completely managed by you. It's a great feat. I'm very grateful for it, and it allows me to have fun and play and just not worry about things. So that's another part of your contribution to the league. And I dedicate this Super Bowl to you and John and VL9 especially. Me and VL9 have become kind of friends recently. We are way more nice to each other than we once were. I actually like him a lot. Today, his game has really improved, and I'm trying to help him as I can. So I dedicate this win to him as well. He's really helped me.
Yeah, well, I dedicate the Super Bowl loss to the 20 fullbacks in this draft.
Well, you can dedicate the Super Bowl to the fact that you didn't take the field goal in the first drive. I think that's appropriate. And John, I want to ask you, what do you think about the next season? Like, what's your outlook for the next season?
What's my outlook for next season? I think it's probably going to come down to the wire again, but I think between you, me, V, I think Heavy's really on the rise, and one of these times he's going to knock me off or you off and make it back. I think Heavy is really on the rise. I think we can expect Lord Jones to not do anything again.
Yeah, Lord Jones is, he's trash. Like, honestly, like, it shames me that we have these kind of players in the league that they just chew clock and run every down. It is pretty disgusting.
Here's a bold prediction. I beat Sam finally.
That is a bold
Sam,
prediction.
you know what? I think Sam being good against you is like very significant. It tells us a lot because Sam is like the polar opposite of you. He takes very few risks. He's very fundamental, and he always punts. He tries to play solid defense, and like you're like very explosive and dynamic, and you try and take a lot of risks, and you play on the edge all the time. And I think that's why he's so effective against you, because he's just the polar opposite of your style.
Well, admittedly, lately, like, Sam, he's actually been somewhat aggressive on the fourth downs. I know, like, for, like, a long-ass time, like, it used to be punt, but he's actually been known, like, to go, like, for it on 4th and 5, like, lately pretty often.
Yeah, I think I was very clutch on the fourth downs. I converted a lot of fourth downs. Let me take a look.
You converted 5 out of the 6.
Yeah. So I was very effective on fourth down. That was a big part of my game.
If I had just done one stop somewhere on there, maybe it's a different game, but I couldn't stop you.
Yeah, it's 5 out of 6 on the fourth downs, which is like a very high conversion, like a great conversion percentage. And I guess if you just manage to stop me on those fourth downs, you win the Super Bowl, I guess. But those fourth downs are what won me the game as well.
So how about those twin fullbacks, fine? I mean, you did a fullback dive on like every 4th and 1. So which fullback are you gonna draft to start doing the fullback dives from?
Well, honestly, I'm gonna have to think about my next move because Gronkowski is like, he's getting old and he's regressing. So I'm gonna have to think about my next move in terms of that. I'll also try and trade for John's Fountain of Youth if I can use it on Gronkowski possibly. But I'm definitely gonna have to review the situation with my tight ends and my fullbacks. John, I want to say to you, I am very grateful that you rejoined the league, and I'm sorry that I kind of doubted you at first, and I was a bit of the obstruction. I kind of obstructed your
Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry.
yeah, but obviously you've proven that you're a reliable guy and you're really fun to play against. So I'm happy about that as well. I hope Starman stays. We're in such a good spot in terms of the league. I think we're all having a lot of fun, and we're not really arguing much. And this is the exact way we won the league. So it's a shame that Starman is leaving now. Once we finally purge the league of the pestilence of Finn. But yeah, VL9. I want to say as well. I'm sorry for the kind of arguments we've had in the past. I'm really happy that we're like having better relations now, and I can help you with your game. Hopefully, I want to dedicate the Super Bowl to you as well. Thanks for your conversation. And Heavy, my final comment before I leave. I want to say a big thank you to you for being, such a great owner of the league and letting us play, giving us the opportunity to play with a fixed roster, and you manage everything in the league. So,
No, thank you, son. I
you
really
know,
appreciate that.
yeah, these Super Bowls, they're dependent on you and your work. So I'm not, you're very important to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely feel that too. Thanks, Heavy.
No problem.
Yeah,
I'm very
exactly.
happy. Very happy to really just have a league and have all these active owners, great owners like you, Son, VL. Very happy to have y'all to be able to do this work for.
Mm. I guess what I would say is, John, I'm sorry. The loss was kind of brutal, and I wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that game. That would really break my heart. But hopefully we can get to the season and you have another game.
Yep, it's something to focus on for next season. What did you say about Fountain of Youth?
What did I say about Fountain of
You
Youth?
said
Yeah, I'm going to DM you soon to discuss. I think you're the one that won the ranked, so I'm gonna try to
this
make it
season.
for you and see if
Okay,
I
well,
can. Yeah,
I might
because
use that on speed for Chris Godwin. We'll see.
I gotta keep Gronkowski fresh, Oh, but you get 2 speed from ranked now, don't you?
Is that 2 or 1?
No, it's 2. I think if you win, right? If you win the whole thing.
No,
I
I
ain't
don't
gonna lie,
remember.
I haven't updated ranked for this season yet. So I mean that's something I'm probably gonna do in the upcoming
Oh, it's 2
days.
speed.
Yeah, it's 2 speed for the first place. I think it's 1 for the second one, something like that.
Cool. So
Yeah,
if I
no,
win,
no,
I can get.
it's 2 speed. So
Uh,
Godwin is gonna become 96 speed, like
holy
after.
shit.
Yeah, and Godwin is a very good receiver for John. Like his catching is very he's very reliable in terms of catching. Like he's a million times better than those dog shit receivers that John.
Although not in the Super Bowl, he had 2 drops.
Because no, but you remember you had guys with 40 catching and they would drop random shit. Like now you have
Ojo.
more receivers. Yeah, Ojo he was trash, but you were just at that time you were just amazing. Like you were outstanding as a player. You still are. So, but your team, I think the main reason that you've been able to come back and be so successful in terms of competing already is because you fixed your team. Your team issues.
Yeah.
Before the team was not that good. Mm. And now you've understood the team management part as well. I'm gonna after I say this I'm gonna leave, but you have all my brothers. Yeah, John, you're my brother. It's love. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Totally.
D Heavy too, 09 too. Like you guys are my brothers. I'm really grateful that I get to share a league with you, and thank you guys so much. Especially John. We've been through a lot. We have a lot of history. Um, you're my brother, bro. I'm sorry that this happened. Um, And thank you guys. I'm gonna leave now. Thank you guys for everything you've done. D Heavy, for the league, John, VL9. You guys are all my brothers, and thank you for your congratulations. And I will see you guys later. But yeah, remember that we're all brothers here, especially us guys. You know, we've been through a lot together.
Cool. Alright, well, congratulations again, and good luck to everybody on the draft in the next season.
And if Roger Cumbie pulls out,
You too, John. Congratulations to you, and thanks for being a worthy opponent. You know,
Unnecessarily.
someone to joust with.
Well, I'll beat you someday, and then maybe it'll be.
I'm so fucking angry that I lost my unbeaten record in the Super Bowl. Now it's 9-1. That one is like really triggering me.
And you also lost your undefeated season because of a fumble.
Yes, fucking. I would have had a fully undefeated season with the Super Bowl if you didn't fucking get that fumble shit. Oh my goodness, man. I tried so hard as well. My regular season was like I tried the hardest I've tried in like a long time, and you fucking spoiled it. But I guess that can only happen because our games are close. Because you're one of the only ones who can keep it close against me. So that's the most important thing. Thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a great night, great evening, and we can keep talking today. John, I'm gonna DM you and we'll chat as well. Be heavy, be all night. Thank you guys.
later.
See you.